Oh, yo, what's going on? What's up, YouTube? What's up, guys? Yeah, this is part 2 of the PokeTuber series where I upgrade your game. If you want to become a PokeTuber, if you want to be cool, I got some tips, some tricks in this video that I can help you out. So hit that subscribe button, you know what I'm saying? Hit that like, because it does help me out. And yeah, hit that bell notification for part 3. And there's also part 1 if you want to see. You know what I'm saying? In part 1, I showed y'all how to get that crispy audio. So in this video, I want to walk you through how I do my setup in general. I feel like there's so much information regarding video and lighting that it's just so much to cram into one video. So I'm going to show you how I do my lighting and my video setup and what camera I use. So I'll be breaking it down as easy as I can and showing you what works for me in general. So let's get started. So there are 3 things you should know when setting up your camera, and that's aperture, ISO, and shutter speed. All these 3 things coexist when it comes to proper exposure for your camera. So first of all, you gotta figure out what you're shooting. And have you heard of like, oh, let's shoot 30 frames per second and 60 frames per second? Well, as a PokeTuber, you only need 30 frames per second. Sometimes people want 60 frames per second because they want that slow-mo effect. And that's how you attain it. And it's a larger file, so we don't really need that. So 30 frames is just, it's perfect. Speaking of 30 frames per second, how I said shutter speed, right? It is the law of videography that the shutter speed should always double the frames per second. So if you are shooting 30 frames per second, set your camera to 1/60th of a frame per shutter speed. Next, aperture, right? You want to set your aperture as low as you can to get that shallow depth of field. So as you can see my face, it's clear, right? And the background, it's kind of blurry, right? Well, that's what the aperture does. You want to set that as low as you can. And what affects this most is the lens. Some lens you can go as low as 1.4, which I'll show you an example. This right here, you know how you get that visual separation, that huge separation from the background. That is the byproduct of a very low aperture. I use the default lens for shooting my videos. It has a 3.5 aperture at the lowest, and I like the look. You can kind of see what's going on in the background, but it's not too distracting, so it's perfect for me. So after you dial down the aperture as low as possible, we go towards ISO. So what ISO is artificial lighting. So you kind of want to play around with ISO and your lighting. The lighting I use is more of a 3-point lighting hybrid version, okay? So I like this dark side. So I have a light right here and it shoots more of a 45-degree angle at my face, and I get that shadow on the side of my face, and I like the look. It's really nice. I also like the very dark background because I don't want to distract y'all too much, but at the same time, I want it to be aesthetically pleasing to the eye. So I have the blue light right here, and I have a green light that I can adjust. And you can use these, I think they're called RNG lights. You can buy these on Amazon, and they just give a little feel to it. You know, I've got the boxes of my collection. I got it right here where I have other people that we've traded and notes that I have that I've accumulated over time. And there's like clutter everywhere, as you can see if you really focus on it. So that's why I like the really dark background. There can also be other setups where you have the window and you have natural lighting, sun, and that goes very well too, that I see other people use. I personally just like the dark, mysterious atmosphere with the cool lights in the background, and that's just my go-to. I enjoy in other people's videos, so that's why I shoot mine like that. Okay, so I use the 3-point lighting, but I want to take you around kind of how I set that up before we mess with the ISO and lighting. So come with me, all right? Okay, so as you can see right now, I have everything turned off. This is my usual camera. You can see my boxes. I'm going to show y'all the first step I do, right? So I actually turn on my lights. So I'm using that light that I'll explain later in a video. I'm going to turn it on first. So here we go. Boom. Okay. And then we're going to turn on my card cam light. That's step 1. And I like the dark background, so we're just gonna go ahead and turn off the lights in my room. Not bad, right? We're still working. So step 2, I turn on my RGB lights. So yeah, it's looking good, right? We got the lights going on. And now I actually installed these little lights in my cubbies. So I want to accent my cubbies with a little LED light. So here we go. Boom. Boom. There it is. Next, I want to turn on my lamp and just kind of shine some stuff on the pictures and whatnot. Boom. So there we go. I fixed the ISO also, and I should be explaining that in the video. So there we go. This is my setup. There's the shallow depth of field that I was talking about. We have the lights, we have the darkness background in the room where the light's only accenting my face because I don't want to let y'all see the craziness going on everywhere in my room. I promise I'm a clean person, but yeah, that's it. So I hope all that helps. You can do all this in any camera. The camera I'm using is the Canon EOS M6 Mark II. So this camera is actually more of a higher end camera, coming at roughly $1,000 to $1,300 depending on what lens you get or what body you get. But for this, you could go with the Canon M50, and this is a future-proof camera. The M50 shoots 4K, it's cropped, but it's still nice. I may pick one up just for streaming. With the Canon M50, I could achieve the same quality as this camera right here at half the price. If y'all have any other questions, don't hesitate to ask me. Like, honestly, this is a lot to take in. If you have any questions about my camera, if you have any questions about the M50, which comes at half the price, shoot me a comment. Follow me on Instagram. I'll follow you back. I'm pretty quick at answering questions. And join my Discord if you want, where you can up your game, meet other people from across the world. Like, it's straight up awesome if you're a PokeTuber. So if you enjoyed this content, don't forget to smash the like, subscribe to my channel, hit that bell notification for the last part, and that's where I'm going to go into just compiling your videos and editing to get the best quality video and content you can create. Thank you for joining me. Yizzy out.